Hi, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. Thanks a lot for taking a look at this video. This video is about guardians ad litem. My name is Alan Lenczycki. I'm a lawyer in Lake County, Illinois, and one of the big components of my practice is family law. Okay, family law cases are family cases where we're fighting about kids. Okay, where it's a baby mama type case. Those are family cases, or divorces. Divorces are, of course, everybody knows what that is. We're two people that don't want to be married anymore. We're fighting about what to do with not only our house and our pension and our retirement and blah, blah. We're fighting about what to do with little Sally and Jimmy. Okay. A guardian ad litem is an important tool. It's a person, it's a witness, it's a lawyer that comes in and helps the court to make a decision and helps the parties to make a decision about what to do with the child or children in a case where it's a family law or divorce case. Guardian ad litem is Latin for lawyer for the kid. Okay, that is appointed by the court on the motion of a party. Okay, so that's how a guardian ad litem comes into the case. Either when one party, like I represent dad, let's say, and he says, you know what, mom and I cannot agree about what to do with little Jimmy, so let's get a guardian ad litem in here to make an investigation and provide some opinion to the court about some guidance. Okay, we always say in Lake County that the guardian ad litem is the eyes and ears of the court, and that's true because the judge can't do his or her own investigation. The judge is sitting in his or her own chambers and going to his or her own golf course and hanging out at his or her own house. They are not allowed to investigate something like go to McDonald's and have an interview with Jimmy. They can't do that. Okay, but the guardian ad litem can. So if, let's say, I represent the father, the husband in the case, I would make a motion, a petition to appoint a guardian ad litem. Either the other side will agree, which sometimes they do. They'll say, yeah, we think that the issues merit this, and we hope to get lucky with this investigation that the guardian ad litem will maybe rule in our favor or help our side out. So we'll agree to it. Sometimes they object for different reasons. One reason that they may object is because it's not good for them. They feel like the guardian ad litem will make a ruling that doesn't help their position in the case, or a lot of time they object on basis of cost because nobody pays for the guardian ad litem except for the parties. And that's decided by the court about how we're going to apportion the payments. Many times it's 50-50. If the parties have roughly similar income, they'll say, okay, the guardian ad litem's fee is $2,000, $2,500, whatever, and it's going to be split 50-50 between mom and dad. But sometimes, let's say dad's a neurosurgeon, mom's a housewife, mom doesn't have access to the money in the family. They may say dad's got to pay for more of it. Okay, maybe 60-40, maybe 100%, especially in a situation where a guardian ad litem is appointed because of bad conduct or alleged bad conduct on behalf of one person. Like, let's say it's a case where dad has raped or abused mom in some way or hurt the child in some way, and the guardian ad litem's opinion is going to come in. Well, the judge may hang up the fees on that party who is alleged to have been wrong, okay, to pay for those fees to address the situation, especially if that party wants to bring the guardian ad litem in to get an opinion about, now I want some parenting time after some time has passed since this alleged abuse occurred. Anyway, so that's an attorney for the child that comes in, and that attorney does an investigation. So the lawyers that are representing the parties, mom and dad, we call and we say, hey, guess what? Congratulations, you've been appointed to this case as the guardian ad litem for little Jimmy. Now, the guardian ad litem files an appearance as the guardian and decides what kind of investigation to do. Now, they're just lawyers, okay? They're not judges. They're lawyers, and they're on a list that Lake County has, and other counties too. They have a list of guardians ad litem that they recommend they appoint for different cases. And the different guardians ad litem are, just like any lawyer, they vary in terms of their industriousness, they vary in terms of their workload, and they vary in terms of what decision making they want to employ about how thorough of an investigation they want to conduct. Some of them just do a phone interview. Some of them want to come to your house and like check out, oh, here's little Jimmy's room. Hey, look at his Power Ranger stuff. Okay, I don't know. They will meet you at a restaurant. They'll meet you at a park. They'll have pizza with the kid. Sometimes if a kid has, I don't want to say special needs, but if a kid has, an issue that maybe he doesn't want to open up to a guardian ad litem right away, they may conduct a course of investigations 2 or 3 or more times to have the child warm up and then the child be able to speak to the guardian about the issues at play in the case. Okay, so that investigation, after it's concluded or in the middle of it, the guardian starts to tell the parties what they're seeing. okay? A lot of time you have informal phone calls saying, hey, look, this is what I saw. Can we have a Zoom conference? Can we meet? Can we talk on the phone about what I'm seeing and what I'm perceiving? Because if the guardian ad litem is saying something like, Dad, I'm really coming down hard on the side of mom. I'm identifying these things that you need. And if you get into therapy, maybe it'll go better for you. That's a fantastic service to dad. Dad gets a chance to maybe address some of the issues that are at play in the case to improve his position in the case, to improve maybe where he's going to be down the line at the end of the case. Okay. So those informal recommendations are very, very valuable. They can also make a formal report, like a written report. They can submit that to the court, and they can even testify in a hearing. If you have a hearing or a trial in a divorce case, the guardian ad litem is an important witness. Remember that I said that the guardian ad litem is the eyes and ears of the court. Well, the court pays attention to its eyes and ears. I've very, very seldom seen a court say, you know what, guardian ad litem, that's nice, thanks for sharing, but I don't care. They very, very seldom will just overrule what the guardian ad litem says. They very usually will closely adhere to what the guardian ad litem says. So it's a very important witness. It's a very important ally to have if you're in a family law case. Okay, thanks a lot. Give me a call, Alan Lenczycki. Thanks for watching.